In this video, I'm going to give you a step-by-step process that you can follow in order to start online entrepreneurship, online business with zero money investment. I'm going to show you a strategy that you can use to start with no money when you have no money, and what you can do after you start making some money so that eventually you can build a business that suits your lifestyle and you can be doing exactly what you want to be doing, and you will have a business that will keep growing without taking all your time, without burning out, or without building something that is just going to turn out into a job. And this is based on what I personally used. When I started online entrepreneurship in 2019, I had no knowledge of anything, and I figured things out through trial and error. And that is what I'm going to teach you to do, so that you don't have to do the trial and error that I did. And the first thing is, if you want to start online entrepreneurship and you don't have money to invest, you do have to invest your time in the beginning. And the best way for you to invest your time in the beginning, in the initial stage, is to start freelancing. Freelancing is the fastest way that you can start making money online without any money investment. All you need to do is find people who are going to be interested in something specific and you offer it to them. I'm a full-time virtual assistant right now, and I didn't say start with virtual assistants for a reason, because virtual assistants is not something very specific. It's something broad that you are going to be doing to people. There are different approaches to freelancing and virtual assistance itself. And when someone wants to start virtual assistants, I advise them to start with general virtual assistants until they have enough knowledge to specialize in an area. But there is a different way to do it also. And the different way to do it is to start with freelancing before you even start virtual assistants. Because if you start with freelancing, in most cases, it is going to be a little bit easier for you to find client than if you start as a virtual assistant. There are many people starting virtual assistants, and there are many virtual assistants today. So separating yourself is going to be a lot more challenging if you start virtual assistants. I will tell you what I did. When I started in 2019, I started as a freelance WordPress developer. And there is a lot of competition in freelance WordPress development in Fiverr and Upwork. And I couldn't find client until I did something. And what I did was, instead of offering WordPress web development, I started offering WordPress landing page design. It's the same thing, but is a little bit different, because if you are building website, then you are installing WordPress, creating different pages. But if you are doing landing page design, you are going to attract people who are only going to need a landing page. Maybe someone have an online course and they want to build a sales page for it. They need a landing page designer. So I targeted those people, and the competition is not nearly as much as WordPress development. And this is the same thing with virtual assistants. There is a lot of competition in virtual assistants. And that is why if you can choose something, one little something specific and focus on it, it might be easier for you to find a client. Especially with competition on Upwork and Fiverr and everywhere else, one of the best things that is going to help you find a client nowadays is having attractive work samples. And sometimes it is very challenging to create attractive work samples if you are offering general virtual assistant services. But if you choose something specific and you start as a freelancer offering something specific that you can create visually attractive samples for client, it is going to be a little more easier for you to find a client. So this is going to be your first step. Find something specific. It could be landing page design. If you are interested in landing page design, I recently started a channel where I will be teaching everything you need to know about landing page design, about how to create amazing landing pages. I'm going to put a link to the channel in the description. You can go to the channel, subscribe, and start learning. If you want to do something else like maybe social media graphics design, you need to learn Canva. I also have a mini course on Canva graphic design. You can watch it. I will put a link in the description, and you can learn how to create amazing social media graphics in Canva. And it will be easier when you have something visually attractive. It will be easier for you to convince potential client that you can do a work for them. When you do this, you pick a service, you learn the service, you start freelancing. There are I personally have a lot of guides, tutorials, and everything you need in order to succeed in freelancing or virtual assistants. You just need to go to my channel page and you will find everything you need. And when you find your first few client as a freelancer, you gain some few 5-star reviews, you gain some client testimonials. The next step is transition to virtual assistants. Virtual assistants is more stable. And if you have your first few 5-star reviews, it is going to be easier for you to find a virtual assistant client compared to if you have 0 client reviews. And because virtual assistance is more stable, this should be your next step. If you find only 2 or 3 clients as a virtual assistant, that is all you need. You don't have to worry about finding new client every week. If you have maybe 30 hours or 40 hours per week and you find 3 clients who is each one is need 10 hours from you, then you have 15 hours per week and you can potentially work for client for years without changing client. So when you do this, then you no longer have a headache of finding new client. You can become a virtual assistant and you have a consistent source of income for a long time. And when you do this, when you come to this stage where you become a virtual assistant and you find your few virtual assistant client and you are making a stable income as a virtual assistant, this is when you are going to make the next big decision. And the next big decision is you have to do something in order not to be an employee for the rest of your career. Because working as a virtual assistant, yeah, you have a business, but in most cases, you are just working for someone else. You are just an employee of someone else. If you are offering just general virtual assistant, your differences with an employee are very little, and you are trading time for money. And there is a limit to how much time you have in a day, and there is a limit to how much time you can sell in a day. And that is why the next thing is to do something about trading time for money, to stop trading time for money. You shall continue working as a virtual assistant, but then you can do one of 2 things. You can either start an agency, start a virtual assistant agency. Since you already have some success as a virtual assistant, you are making consistent income as a virtual assistant, you have some credibility as a virtual assistant, whether on Upwork or Fiverr, and you probably have your own website where you can showcase your client testimonials, then this is going to be your chance to start an agency. You find other virtual assistants. If you are charging $15 per hour, then you can find other virtual assistants. You can find maybe 1 virtual assistant and you can hire them for like 5 hours per week. And you can hire them for something like $8 per hour as a start if they are a beginner. And then you can start looking for another client. Since you already have clients who are taking up all your time, you can find some minor things that a beginner can take care of and you outsource it to the virtual assistant that you hired. You get paid $15 per hour and the virtual assistant you hired take care of some of the work for you and you pay them $8 per hour. And you do this while you are looking for another client. And eventually, you can evaluate their ability to do the work. If they can do the work, then you can keep giving them more work. You can keep giving them more work until you have at least you give them a big part of the work, easy work that they can take care of. So you see, if you do this, your workload is going to reduce while you are making money. Because if they work for 10 hours for you, if you are paying them $8 per hour, then you are paying them $8 for each hour and you are keeping $7 for yourself. So you don't have to do the work in order to make money. And that means you have free time to hire and to get another client. And while you do this, you are looking for another client, you find another client, you hire another virtual assistant. And eventually you can have other virtual assistants that are working for you, doing the work for you, where you pay them and you still have money for yourself. Many people do this and there are many challenges in the process, but it is entirely doable. Everyone can do this. I personally do this and it's a good way to make money as a virtual assistant. But there is a little something in the process. If you don't want to keep working for clients for the end of your career, then this route might not be good for you. I personally don't I personally don't want to keep working for a client until the end of my career. Virtual assistants make money. I know how to do virtual assistant. I know how to make money as a virtual assistant. So I'm going to keep doing that, keep making money as a virtual assistant until I have something that can replace it. And that is the next thing I am doing right now. And that is what you can do also. If you enjoy working as a virtual assistant, you love it, you love working with other virtual assistants, making your money, making your agency bigger, then that's it. You can keep making your money, hiring other virtual assistants, and you won't have to trade time for money anymore. But if you don't want to follow the agency route, the next route is you can start YouTube content creation. Whatever you are offering to clients, you just choose some of the services that you are offering to clients, and you start a YouTube channel, and you start teaching how virtual assistant can do it too. I did that. On my channel, I am teaching data entry. I am teaching Canva graphic design, social media management. I am teaching many things. And this is something you can do also, depending on what you are offering to clients. You are already good at it, so it will be easy for you to start making videos about it. If you start YouTube content creation and you are making videos, tutorials, teaching how to do whatever you are doing for client, you are going to attract an audience. And since you are already making money as a virtual assistant, you have the resources to get a camera, get a light, get a microphone, get anything you want, all the investment you want to get started. That is why starting content creation, YouTube content creation, before making money is challenging, because you are going to need to buy some things. If you don't have any money, it is going to be quite challenging. And even if you have the money to buy all the equipment, what are you going to do the videos about? In some cases, you are going to start doing videos, random videos, which is going to be too challenging. But if you follow the process, you start something like freelancing, you transition to virtual assistants, then you definitely have something to teach. So you can start YouTube content creation. And when you start YouTube content creation, it's a long game YouTube. So it is going to take you at least 12 months before you start making money through ads. And you are already working as a virtual assistant, you are making money as a virtual assistant, maybe you already have an agency, you are making money with it. So you have the time to focus on YouTube content creation. You keep putting effort into YouTube content creation, you give it at least 12 months, you will be working on it, publishing videos every week. You are learning how to do YouTube right, and within 12 months, you can build an audience that you can start making at least small amount of money from YouTube. Right now, I have about 18 to 19,000 subscribers while I do this video, and I'm making around $400 per month from YouTube. Obviously, that's not that much, but it's not nothing, especially if you live where I live. So, and you are going to keep growing. So you do this, you focus on building your channel, building your audience, and you will be making money through ads, and you will be making money also through sponsors. I have received a lot of emails continuously about doing sponsored videos, even though I have never accepted one. So this is a very good way for you to start making money. And you can do this after you already have something that you are making money with, so that you don't have a pressure to start making money as soon as possible. And when you are at this stage, whether you have an agency that is growing and making you a lot more money, or you have a YouTube that is have started bringing money, then you have the flexibility and the option and the resources to do whatever else you choose to do next. But at this stage, you pass the level of struggling to make ends meet. So you can even take risks at this time. You have enough resources and the ability to take some risks. So you can try different type of businesses. You can do anything you want to figure out what will work for you, and you can build the type of business that you want depending on your lifestyle. So personally, this is the route that I have followed. I made so many mistakes in the process, but if you boil it down, this is the process. And I believe this is a very good process for anyone who wants to start online entrepreneurship and make a career in online entrepreneurship. Just keep in mind, you shall expect a learning curve. You have to continuously keep learning. Working as a freelancer or virtual assistant, you are going to keep coming across things you don't know how to do. If you know how to go to YouTube, find tutorials and learn, then you are on a good path. If you don't know this, you shall know this. You don't need a mentor. You don't even need a course. All you need is access to YouTube and willingness to learn and implement and start taking action. And if you want to start taking action, you can watch this next video to learn how you can start freelancing as a complete beginner. If you find this video helpful, please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe. I will see you in the next one.